Are you a new and upcoming social media manager and you're struggling to define your prices and rates? Then I got you. When I first started out, that was one of the biggest issues I had was setting my rates, especially because as a social media manager, your rates will vary from anywhere between hourly rates to retainer packages. So in this video, I will break down exactly how you can set your rates and feel confident about it. So make sure you stay all the way till the end because I will be sharing a bonus tip for you to easily calculate your rates, and I hope that helps. Hey, my name is Milou and I help you build and grow a successful social media agency. Make sure you grab my free roadmap to become a six-figure social media manager in the description below. Now let's dive right in. Now the very first step in setting your rates and prices is to define your offers. Of course, it's impossible for you to set rates if you're unsure about what services you're going to offer. Now I'm going to walk you through a couple of offers that you can do as a social media manager. Of course, the most popular service offering is social media management. Now a pro about this service is that you have clients on a long-term basis on retainer packages. So on a monthly basis, you would help them manage their social media and you don't have to worry about finding new clients every month, right? So that is probably the most popular services among social media managers. Now, the second most popular service I would say is social media strategy. Now, this service really depends on your skill set and your expertise, whether that's something you do as a social media manager. On my Instagram, I talk a lot about the difference between a strategist and a manager. So again, it really varies depending on your skill set. Now, some other things that you can offer as a social media manager is you can offer consultations, whether that is to clients or peers in your industry. You can offer social media audits as a one-time thing for clients that don't have the budget on an ongoing basis. You can offer templates, social media templates. Perhaps you're only doing the content creation for a client on an ongoing basis, but you're not actually managing their account. So there's a variety of services you can offer as a social media manager. So first step is for you to really define what you're going to offer before we even dive into pricing, right? And again, you can get as creative as you want with your services. You are a freelancer, you are your own boss at the end of the day. So get creative and define your service menu. If you're a social media manager looking to hit those six figures, then don't forget to grab my free roadmap to becoming a six-figure social media manager in the description below. The second step into calculating your rates is expenses. Now, of course, you're a freelancer, a business owner, and that means you are going to be paying taxes. I know it's not fun, and these rules and regulations are different from state to state. And even if you're overseas, of course, they have different rules as well. But for example, here in Texas, they have self-employment taxes, and actually they don't have state taxes, so that is a win. But that is one of the most obvious expenses you're going to have as you run your own business. Outside of taxes and business registrations and all of that, you're obviously going to have expenses in order to conduct the work for clients. So another expense would be Wi-Fi, right? Internet you're paying for. Software that you need in order to do your job, whether that's a Canva subscription or a social media management tool and all types of software, they all add up. So what you will see is that a lot of these softwares charge you on a monthly basis and these expenses will add up. So what I suggest you do is pull out an Excel sheet and list those expenses all next to each other so you know exactly what your business expenses look like before we dive into the next step. Now, if you're a social media manager still looking to get clients, make sure you watch my very first video where I teach you how to find social media management clients with absolutely no experience. The third step into calculating your prices and rates as a social media manager are to calculate your break-even point. Now, in order to do this, we need to know exactly how long it takes you to conduct your services. And I'm going to give you an example right here on how you would calculate your break-even point. So let's say you have 3 social media management clients that you work on a retainer basis with a month, right? And let's say it takes you 10 hours to do the work for 1 client each month, right? Each client takes you 10 hours. Now, in the last step, you calculated your business expenses and it came out to $1,000 a month, right? We're just pulling numbers here. So what you're going to do is you are going to divide your expenses, $1,000, and you divide it by 30 because you work 30 hours a month on these clients. So in order for you to break even, it's gonna come out to $33.33. So that means that you need to make at least $33.33 an hour in order for you to break even, okay? Now, break even is important, okay? You don't want your expenses to be higher than what you make, right? But at the end of the day, you didn't become a social media manager in order to break even, right? You want to make a profit. And in the next step, we are gonna go over that and how to calculate that into your rates. Now, the 4th step into setting your prices and rates as a social media manager comes down to your profit and creating a profit margin, right? In the last step, we calculated our break-even point, and that's the very minimum that you need to make an hour in order to cover your costs, right? Again, you're running a business, you're looking to make profit, so now you're going to add on extra on top of your fee in order to make that profit. Now, around 20% is a regular normal profit margin. So if we were to add 20% to our hourly rate that we calculated, it will come down to about $66.66 an hour. So this would now be your rate in order to create profit, right? And that would come down to a $400 a month package for each of these 3 clients, okay? So there you have set your rate based on covering your cost and making profit. This is a general guideline, and of course your rates are going to depend on your experience and skill level. And as you add on more clients, of course you're going to be making more too, where maybe you have less clients at a higher rate or you have more clients at a lower rate, right? So that is really important for you to take into account. Again, if you haven't grabbed my free roadmap to becoming a 6-figure social media manager, then make sure you do so in the description, as I feel like that would really help you too. And the final bonus tip that I want to share with you is that, okay, now we've come to a point where you know exactly what you're going to offer. You know how long it takes you to conduct these services, and you have calculated your break-even point, right? We've added your profit margin so you know what you should be charging for each service. But I know this was a lot of information, and I'm sure you're going to have more expenses in the future. Perhaps you're going to pivot your service offering. So I want to share a super helpful tool that I actually found online that will help you do all of this at a later time. And this is the Freelancer Rate Calculator by Milestone Pay. It's a super easy calculator that allows you to put in each item that we actually discussed in today's video, and it allows you to calculate what to charge per product, what that comes down to in terms of your hourly rate, break even versus profit. And this is so important. So like I explained before as well, all of your rates, your prices are going to depend and vary based on a lot of things, right? Let's say your demand is very high. This is an opportunity for you to raise your rates. That means that you have enough demand that you can increase those rates and say, I'm working at this rate versus a lower rate because a lot of people want to work with me. And secondly, experience, right? The more experienced you are as a social media manager, strategist, the more you can charge, because experience often comes with results, case studies, so you can actually prove to a client whether they should work with you versus other clients, right? I want you to remember too that you can charge however you want. You don't have to have retainer packages, even though this is the most common way for social media managers to charge. but you can also charge hourly on a project basis, right? This is completely up to you. Now, in order to give you a bit of a guideline based on, right, experience, skill set, I actually found a great blog post by Sprout Social that shares a study that was conducted among 1,000 marketers, and based on their experience and skill level, what they would make hourly. Again, these are averages, but this will give you a bit of an idea on what to charge based on where you're at in your social media manager journey. So I hope after this video, if you made it all the way through, you should now be able to have set your prices, or you're going to take all this information from this video and set your prices afterwards. I hope you took notes. And you should feel good about it, right? Remember, your prices are not set in stone, and the same counts for your services. I have increased my prices around 4 times in 2022 based on demand, based on client experience that has improved, based on the team that I've grown in my multi-six-figure social media agency. And this is just to showcase you that your prices and service offers will evolve as you evolve as a social media manager as well. Now make sure you like, comment, subscribe so you can watch my next video, and I will see you guys soon.